Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again for the one time again. Today is Saturday. It's a nice brisk morning, nice fall morning. Feels good. I love fall weather. Um, wearing my little light jacket. It ain't too cold today, but I like it. I hate when it's like that's what I hate about summertime. Like it'd be too hot sometimes, but this is my flow right here. This fall weather. I can wear nice little sweaters like this, and I could be fall chic. That's where my best outfits are in the fall. But enough about me. Let's get to these Cowboys. Um, I just wanted to say, I'll do my matchup video either later today or tomorrow morning before the game because we got an early game tomorrow, so I might do it later on tonight. Let's see. Playing the Broncos this week. We know that they're 4-4. Dallas Cowboys are 6-1 going into this game. We beat the Minnesota Vikings last week without Dak Prescott. Now, we know that Dak Prescott says himself, hey, I don't like watching the game. I like playing this game. You know, the way that Dak Prescott talk, he like, hey, I'm playing, goddammit. It's hard to keep a guy like that out. You know what I mean? Like, but it's a thin line between wanting your quarterback to be healthy and having him for the year and understanding that this guy is a competitor and he wants to play every day. True leadership with Dak Prescott. Do you guys understand how hard it is to have a franchise quarterback? Now, the fact of the matter that we got him in the 4th round of the draft in 2016, and there were 7 quarterbacks drafted before him. And where are those 7 quarterbacks at now? Some of them are still playing. Some of them are not even in the NFL no more. Some of them are backups. Dak Prescott is the only one of all of those quarterbacks that was drafted his year that is still on their original team and starting on their original team. And he was a 4th round draft pick. And he was picked after 7 of them. 2 of the main ones that we love to talk about all the time is Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. Because this whole Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott thing, right? You get to a point where it's like, okay, who's better? Well, Jared Goff is not with the Rams anymore. He gets traded to the Lions. So basically him and Matt Stafford swap. That situation was better for Matt Stafford because Matt Stafford got to a better team and he got out of the Detroit Lions. Now, I really feel bad for the Detroit Lions team. I don't like to talk bad about the Detroit Lions because as much as they've been losing, I still have respect for that organization. It hurts me to even say bad things about them because I just feel so bad for them. And you look at like their fan base is amazing. Like I gotta give it to Detroit Lions fan base. They know their team sucks, in layman's terms, but they are diehard and they're gonna be there regardless. Win, lose, or draw, they're not gonna complain. They're gonna continue to root for their team, even though they have not won a game this season. I thought they were going to beat the Washington football team last week, but they let me down. But, it is what it is. I love to see when the Washington football team lose. You know that. But, yeah, so as far as that goes, Jared Goff is with the Lions now, and he's not winning. Carson Wentz is with the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, they beat the Jets the other night, and, the Jets just suck. I mean, anybody could have dropped a 40 burger on them, but it is what it is. Now, you look at the Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott in command of this team, and you look at how hard it is, and my point is finding a franchise quarterback, because there's teams out here that would love to have Dak Prescott. The Washington football team doesn't really have a legitimate starter. They got Taylor Heineke, and then who else? Because Fitzpatrick got hurt. You look at the Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater, is he the mainstay there? I don't think so. We play the Broncos this week, and we're going to see what that's like tomorrow. And, well, Teddy's going to see that. Mr. New York stinking Giants fan thinks that Teddy Bridgewater is better than Dak Prescott, and I just laugh at him because that's just irresponsible to even think that. Um, then you got um, New York Jets. I know they have Zach Wilson, but he's injured right now. The Saints. Jameis Winston went down. They got Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian, but they trust and believe in those quarterbacks, so they're going to go with them. Now, you look at that. You look at the Dallas Cowboys, and it just seems like everything is going in the direction of the Dallas Cowboys this year. I already talked about in the last video how the last time, because somebody came in my video saying that I didn't say 95. I said the last time, if y'all listen, because listening is fucking fundamental. The last time the Milwaukee Bucks won the the NBA Finals, the Atlanta Braves won the World Series. This is the same year the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl, which was 1971. All right? So apparently I got to be clear because people don't listen. 1971. That was the last time. Then you look at 2021. Bucks win. The Atlanta Braves win the other day. And then now you have, hopefully, the Dallas Cowboys. Even if we just go to the Super Bowl, I at least just want to win the NFC the NFC Championship game. Can we get there? But it's something different about this team. We're no longer in the hypnotic Jason Garrett era where we were there for that decade long of just mediocrity of 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 6-10, 8-8. Then you get a 13-3. Then you get a 12-4. Then you're back to 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. That was where we was with Jason Garrett. Now, Jason Garrett is a good coach. I have to give him his credit. But because he's so conservative, he's never a coach that's just going to get you over that hump. At least with Mike McCarthy, you know, as much shit that this fan base gives him about time management, so many other coaches in this league have brain farts as well and do the same thing that are just as good as Mike McCarthy. So Mike Tomlin makes mistakes. Sean McVay makes mistakes. Sean Payton makes mistakes. They all do. So, you know, give me something else more than that. A lot of the stuff that Mike McCarthy does with this team, we don't see. Because by the time game day comes, Mike McCarthy has bred his assistant coaches and his coordinators to do Sunday's work. And his job is to oversee all of that. The fact that Kellen Moore is in his bag right now and coming up with innovative ideas like doing a jumbo wishbone package. Like, who would have thought of that? Like, having 5 offensive linemen out there. Well, actually 7, because then you put Lyle as a fullback and then you have McGovern as a tight end, and it's like, what the hell? Like, jumbo wishbone. I like that. I've never seen that shit. I've never seen any team do nothing like that. It's weird to see Lyle Collins' big butt back there at fullback. Like, it's just weird. But I like what I'm seeing with this team. We would have never done nothing like this under the last regime. No. And the camaraderie that we have on this team. You look at this offense with Dak Prescott and these wide receivers. I know that Amari Cooper is dealing with his hamstring injuries, but the fact that he came back in there and scored after your hamstring tightened up. I don't know if you guys ever had a hamstring tighten up on you, but you can't run after that. The fact that he came back in and ran a route, understand how hard it is to try to run on a pulled hamstring. It's not easy. So those of you that talk about Amari Cooper's toughness and say he's not tough, y'all need to go read a book some goddamn where, because, again, he's out there balling, and he's playing for this team because he wants to win. Then you look at CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb injured his ankle in practice the other day on Thursday. He's questionable for the game, but I'm pretty sure he's probably still going to play. Cedric Wilson, your 4th wide receiver, is still out there like playing like he's a number 2 because he's your Swiss Army knife. Because he used to be a quarterback in high school, he can throw the ball. He can play special teams. He can play every wide receiver position, both outside and the slot. He knows everything on the offense, and again, he has a rapport with both quarterbacks on this team. So I'm pretty sure they're going to re-sign Cedric Wilson next year. I know that Michael Gallup might be too expensive, but I do want to see Michael Gallup come back, whether it's this week or next week. I want to see Michael Gallup come back because I want you guys to understand that even though he's not playing right now, and it seems like we don't miss him, there's a certain deep ball threat that he has that other players, like, he has a role on this team. Now, we'll see that throughout the season because we're going to need him down the stretch. Just like on defense, when D-Law comes back, you're going to see how the dynamic changes and how even better Randy Gregory is going to play, because now you have to worry about another threat on the other side of that line. So it's almost like when you look at this 53-man roster and how players are getting released and getting put back on the practice squad, because we have a lot of depth. When the last time you say we had depth? Even at safety, you look at on defense, you got J-Ron Curse. J-Ron Curse, even I said this in training camp, that I thought that he was just going to be a special teams guy and maybe play spot duty on defense. But he's now the leader of your defense. He's calling the plays now. And I think that it should be better for him to call plays than Micah Parsons, because you see Micah Parsons had the best game of his young career so far in this last game against the Vikings, because he didn't have to think so much. When you get a young guy, you don't want to give him too many jobs to do. You want to simplify it as much as you can for a young player so he can go out there and not think and just go play. That's it. Sorry for this video being long. I just wanted to talk about the culture of this team, the new culture era of this team, and where we're going. It's just different. It's just different. This team right here is reminiscent of the team in the 90s. And I would say in the aspect of their fight, their will to win. Because that New England game win, that Vikings win, both of those wins would not have happened even last year or the year before Mike McCarthy got here. Because last year was Mike McCarthy's first year. It was a COVID year. Last year's an aberration. I don't look at it as, a wage scale, because we dealt with COVID. We were in the midst of it. So last year was a rough year for every NFL team. But you look at everything going on this year, and it's like everything is just opening up for the Cowboys to just win it. At this point, if they keep winning, they can potentially wrap up, and the Eagles don't win another game in the next 2 weeks. You can officially probably wrap up this division by Thanksgiving. And that's in a couple of weeks. It's like 2 weeks from now. So, with that being said, what are your thoughts? I know you guys are excited, because you should be, and I know that we're kind of still snake bitten from that last decade of dealing with the mediocrity. But we have to understand now this is a new era of Dallas Cowboys. This is different, and your window of opportunity to win championships is like this. So when you get to that point where you are close enough to get there, you better get there, and you better do it right. So as a fan base, we have to support this team and do it the right way. Can we just at least be on the same page? Because I shouldn't have to argue with another Dallas Cowboy fan about our team when we're 6-1, which might as well say 7-1 because we're gonna win this week too. But there's nobody else in the division is really, you can't really you're not fighting for the division anymore, because you pretty much got that wrapped up. You're fighting now for the first number 1 seed in the NFC, so you can get that bye week. Because what you don't want to do is go into the playoffs and have to play against Tampa Bay in the first round, or play against the Arizona Cardinals in the first round. You don't want to have to do that. So with this year, with these teams having injuries to like key players, like even Aaron Rodgers is out on COVID right now for a week or two. The Seattle Seahawks didn't have Russell Wilson because of his finger having surgery. So everything is just lining up for the Cowboys to just get there. So all we have to do is just do what we do, keep getting better on defense, keep making stops, do our thing on offense, make sure Dak is healthy, and we got this. There's nothing stopping us from getting to the bowl this year. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Because I'm not afraid of any team, even the Cardinals. The Cardinals will be definitely a huge matchup for us, but we just have to eliminate these penalties. And Trayvon Diggs also has to be a little more humble, understand that, like, I understand you want to go for the ball every time, and that's the way that you play. I love that. Don't stop doing it. But just be mindful that you can't cut off everything, because these defensive coordinators in this league are smart, and they're gonna use that against you. They're gonna use your aggressiveness against you, and they're gonna have players that are savvy at running routes, like how we have Amari Cooper that run routes. There's other teams that have that. Remember, Adam Thielen and we were good at stopping them, but that one Thielen touchdown, teams could get slick little touchdowns like that because they're gonna watch that, and they're gonna watch how we gamble. And if we only got one safety up, that's not a good thing. So we got to make sure that we have the right coverage and in the right coverage to match up against these wide receivers on these teams. But that's all I got. Let me know what you guys think about the culture. This is the culture that we're talking about, a new era of Dallas Cowboys. And, let's be excited about our team. Let's just enjoy it, because that window is like this. Because Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl last year, and now their team is getting diminished by injuries, and they won't have those guys next year. So, because we're going to lose a lot next year too. So we better win with what we got now. So with that being said, y'all, it's your boy E2 Blue. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. We out of here.